Now, I just want to take a look today. And one of the things we're looking at the main home tab here on Power Options, of course. And I always encourage our new trial members and our subscribers to set up the watch list here, the pod list, I should say, for what you'd want to see in the market. When you first log in, when you first look at the finance pages, when you first look at something, what do you want to see? Well, for me, what I have here is the market sentiment tool on Power Options. That's my first one. What are we looking at right now? Hey, this usually updates around 5 o'clock, 5:15 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to take a look at that a little bit later. We're in a neutral mode right now. This is based on 13 broad-based indicators. Ernie ran a test of about 75 to 80 different indicators and found the ones that he saw gave a better indication of a leading change in the market, whether bearish sentiment or bullish sentiment. We haven't quite crossed into bullish yet. We take a look at our indicator details, some of our 13 indicators that we have. The put call volume ratio across the market, that's the one that's still hanging, in the bearish mode. And it's been in bearish mode for a while. SPX number of days up. We had a down day a day or two ago, so we're hanging right there in the middle between bearish and bullish. Gap over the SMA 20. Still right about in the middle. So is the percentage of stocks, optionable stocks, above the 20-day moving average. 52-week stock high and low. The VIX right now right in the middle, but we saw a big pullback in the VIX today, dropped about $1.10. It's down at 1545. Trend RSI of SPX, number of days above the SMA 20, number of days above the SMA 100, gap over the SMA 100. MACD gap is actually in the bullish range, which is kind of interesting. And the percentage of stocks over the SMA 100. Now, we did have some bearish indicators recently. We take a quick look at that. And so here we see the performance. What you're looking at here, the blue line, is SPX. And these red dots here were indicating a sell warning. So, here we were at 5,600 a little while ago, back in 2024. We got the sell warnings. We pulled back down to about 55, not a big move. Gaining, seeing some red moves and some little pullbacks here. At a big pullback here, saw a bullish warning. And then we saw this decline here, spiked into bullish, went up, spiked back down again. This was due to tariffs and everything, April of 2025. Then we saw those bullish signals, and the market started to climb back up. We saw some bearish signals recently in July, and you saw a little bit of a movement downward. And now we started to see some bearish signals, and we had that pullback from about 6,400 down to about 63, but 6,280. So we didn't see true strong bearish sell warnings. We saw sell warnings. When we start to get up in the 5 and 6 range, that's when you start to see the bearish sell warnings. And that's when I decide to, lighten up on my bull put credit spreads, maybe add an extra put income method number 12 in the blueprint. That's one of the different income methods there, and start looking at bear put debit spreads or buying calls on the VIX as a market hedge. Of course, we have a lot of videos related to all those scenarios. And of course, the blueprint is the full work as well. But going back to the main homepage, what are some of the other pods? Well, my watch list here, these are all the positions I have in the radioactive trading portfolio. We might take a look at that a little bit later. Some interesting things to look at. With earnings coming out, CZR, Caesar's Palace, did not perform as I expected. Kraft Heinz had a strong earnings, but they still pulled back, and now they're coming back up after it. Planet had good earnings too, but they pulled back based on the fear of discretionary spending, and they've moved back up to about half of what they lost. But we're still in a perfect protected position with a call sold against it that I believe expires today. It did expire today, my apologies. So we're going to make some adjustments on that. We'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. Trade picks of the day, always a good one. Just some quick notes on trade picks for weekly and monthly covered calls, cash secured naked puts, weekly and monthly. Bull put credit spreads, my preferred bull put credit spread screen for the weekly scenarios, VST, Z, APP, and there's also monthly ones there as well. And calls, long calls, weekly and monthly expiration based on some of the default criteria that we have in the main Power Options search. So we've got the watch list there, the general market activity. First thing I want to see, hey, how are the markets moving? How's the VIX moving? And then later on in the day, what are the big movers? Well, you saw Newegg today jump up about 34%. And Trade desk, that was the big one, down as much as 42% during the trading day. That was a huge one there. So that's also good to see where's the options activity, where's the movement, where's the big gainers, where's the big losers. Take advantage of that. Industry gainers and losers. Solar was up big today. Internet retail was up big today. And you can also do industry losers as well. It's just not one I've selected, but I always like to look at the ETF gainers and losers as well. So we see some of the cannabis stocks have been doing real well. The cannabis ETFs, I should say, Roundhill Cannabis, and I think this one as well was, U.S. Cannabis ETF. And what ETFs were losing today? Well, the option income strategy, the Yield Max option income strategy ETFs, taking a big hit today. Not a big hit, but it's a reasonable hit, 6.5% today. And that's kind of interesting because the Yield Max option income ETFs have been really popular. But they're based on that dividend, but then taking the hit as well. So other pods that are available, as I mentioned, industry losers, latest splits, earnings coming out today, ex-dividend today, different ways to play those as well that we have in our webinars, site updates. So different ways to adjust the pods there to make it yours. And you can click and drag them anywhere you want. If I want to make this go over here, I want to change market activity up top, you can just click and drag each one where you want to go. This is my preference personally, is using the market sentiment tool, my watch list, and the current market activity. Now I log on before the market opens, but during the day I'm checking to see, hey, what's moving right now? BDRY, the bulk dry shipping index, was up high yesterday, but you can also check the inverse, and the leverage ETFs are going to be similar. The inverse would be reversed, actually, with the cannabis inverse being down today, and the Yield Max negatives inverse, I should say, being up, and then the leverage is usually similar to what you're looking at as well. Those are just some of the things I like to look at. I like to have on my page when I first log in, see the market activity, see what my stocks are doing, and see some of the trade picks of the day if I'm opening new trades, and see which ETFs or industries are gaining or losing, and of course, which stocks might I expect big movement on later on due to the fact that different earnings or other events are coming out as well.